One, it's William, and I'm at Allegory Gallery, actually in the store today. Pretty wild, right? Maybe not so wild. Anyway, welcome. If you're here joining us, thank you for tuning in. We have more African beads for you today. And if you're here, I hope you'll say hi. Let me know in the comments that you're around. And it's been a day. It's been a day. I feel like that's how we start off all the lives anymore because it's pretty much true. Hello, Marianne. Thanks for joining in. So Andrew was actually down here in the store for a little while. He went to pick up Sheila, his sister, who flew into our airport. And he is now on the road with Sheila, taking her back home to Ohio. He's going to be driving over there, and then I think he's going to be driving back tonight, but there is the option that he may stay in Ohio tonight, but I think he's going to drive back. He said he has a lot to do. So he stopped over here, though, so that I could talk to Sheila and hang out a little bit, and also so that we could work on a few more lots for you tonight. So I have, I think 22 lots or so for you tonight. And we're going to go through them pretty quickly tonight because, to be 100% honest with y'all, I love to hang out, but I am worn out. This week has me worn out. It's just been from the moment this week started, trying to get Andrew to the airport, to that not quite working out, to rearranging his flight, to picking Sheila up from Pittsburgh to bring her to the airport and trying to get all that together. There are other things going on in addition to Andrew's dad not feeling well and possibly going through cancer right now. We're still awaiting test results for certain things. Sheila was able to go down and accomplish some things. We got some information, but we're still waiting more. Andrew, we rearranged his schedule to make a trip down. He's going to be going down later in November. So it has just been a whirlwind. That's in addition to some other things that have come up, and mostly not for us, but mostly things that I'm concerned about for other people. For us, knock on wood, we've been, things are still very slow right now, but we're making it thanks to all of you out there who are supporting and helping us get ready for all of this that we have to do and all the things that we are doing. It's no secret here that we don't keep big cash reserves. We don't have like tons of cash on hand like big corporations do. We reinvest into our business wholeheartedly. So whenever things come time when we need something, we try to do sales. We try to pull from our personal collection. I always say we're kind of cash poor, but inventory rich. That's how I like to think of it. And so I know we often ask for support when things come up, but that's only because that's the way that's the best way that we can do things. If we always plan to have a ton of cash on hand, and we would never get anywhere with the business. So, having a bead store is not for the faint of heart, y'all. If at any point you're watching anybody have a bead store and you're like, oh, it looks so easy, I think I'm going to start one. I'm never going to discourage someone from doing that necessarily, but it's not for the faint of heart, just so you know. So we thank you all sincerely out there, and I know we say it often, but there's no real deeper way to say it or mean it than just by making sure that you know, and we hope that you know how much you mean to us and how much your support has helped. Um, so let's see who else is out here today. Lots of people tuning in. Thank you so much. Please hit the share button and let other people know that we're going live. We are going at our normal 5 o'clock time today, so people may not be used to that anymore. I don't know. We've been up and down and all around lately. Donna is here with us. Thank you for joining us, Donna. Norma is here. Just finished watching the live from yesterday. She says, "Good. I hope you found some stuff." If you have claimed at some point last night or early this morning through email for yesterday's African glass lots, I have invoiced for those. If you have claimed any time within the last probably 3 or 4 hours, I may not have gotten to you yet. So just know that. Invoices are out there, and as we normally do, or as we have been doing lately, every new event, which whenever we switch lot kind of letters, like these are AB for African beads. So these are lots AB. And so when we move on from lots like SB, which were seed beads, and we move to AB, which are African beads, whenever we change the event, lot number or lot letters, that means that if you had previous lots from another event, we are going to start anew and we will charge you shipping again. We don't make money on shipping. This is not a money-making scheme of any sort, but it does ensure that we can ship out those last ones if we need to get them out to you as quickly as we can and start fresh with new shipping money to use when we ship those. If it comes to a point where we can combine things and we have that time and those resources to combine things, we will do that and refund any overages. But new lot events come with new invoice shipping. I've had a few questions on that, and that's how we are doing things going forward. So that helps Barb know that when the letters change on the invoices, I hope I've been changing the letters in the invoices. I've been trying to. When those letters change, she knows, okay, I can separate these out. I can ship these ones here, and then these ones have new shipping rates, so I can go ahead and get these out, and boom, done. If she has to. But if she's like, oh, I have time today, let me see who ordered from both of these, and maybe I can combine things. So we try to give you the best of either world, depending on time and resources. So that's how that's going to work from now on. If I've not explained that, I've tried to explain that in some various ways and places, but I wanted to say that here. So that's like the found in store stuff. If you purchase from found in store, which I'm a little bit behind on that, admittedly, this week has been a blur. There was no new found in store this week. So I'm going to get back to that next week, hopefully. But I do still have some people who claimed before that I need to get to. So it's in my brain. It's there. It just has to come out at the right time, which is not always easy. But anyway, when it's a new event, you get new shipping on that event. And then if any point we can combine, we will do that. So that's how it's going to work. That way you don't have to ask to combine. You don't have to say, can you do this? Can you do that? If it's a strict emergency and you're like, can you please combine all these? I need them to arrive in one package. Sometimes that happens for various reasons. We've had it before, sometimes it's as simple as you don't want, maybe you don't have good delivery and you'd rather not have a lot of packages. You'd rather be tracking just one. We can try to do our best for you. There are still no promises. We're not saying definitely we can do these things, but we do try for you. Sometimes it's spouses don't want a ton of packages showing up one after another, after another, after another. And if you do little purchases with us, that can sometimes happen with these events. So sometimes it's things as simple as that. And you can let us know and we will do our best. But going forward, just so it's as clear, I think, as can be, every event comes with its own shipping on an invoice. And if we can combine and we have those resources to do it, we will. Otherwise, we're going to ship out as quickly as we can for you. I'm really trying to work on getting I have it in French, like vitesse, the speed, I guess, of shipping ramped up a little bit from us, because I know that's one of the things that we still, as we're going through these growth spurts that we're doing here at Allegory Gallery, I like to call them that and not hard times, call them growth spurts. As we're going through these, I know that shipping speed has been one of those things that is the most, let's say, most sought after from us. Let's say it nicely. The most sought after thing from us is faster shipping. So I'm working on that. Let's see here. So Donna is with us. Norma is with us. Donna says, oh, he thought it said African bread. Yeah, it's a Friday, right? Donna says, I'm worn out too, cleaning my studio, plus just got done getting my inventory ready for a show. Nice. I hope you have a great show. Suzanne is with us. Hello, Suzanne. Let's see. Everyone's saying hi to each other. I like that. I like it. I like it. Harry's joined in. Hello, Harry. Thank you for joining us. That's my phone ringing. That looks like a spam call. Spam possible, it says. We'll just do that. Susan is with us. Hello. Hello. Donna says, I have a close friend who has a gallery in Paducah, and I know for a fact it isn't easy. That's for sure. That's for sure. Suzanne says, got my invoice, waiting until today's show. Waiting until today's show is over to pay, not ghosting you. That's another thing you can do. So if you know, like we've said already, that we're doing this over 2 days at least. So when you know that we're going to do another day, you can hold off on paying your invoices and wait until the second day. If I see an invoice still outstanding, for example, from yesterday, and you order tonight, I will add to that invoice rather than do a new invoice. Otherwise, you can pay your invoices if it makes it easier in your brain to know that they're paid and done. You can pay the invoice, and then I'll send you another one with no shipping on it. So if I send multiples for the same event, because you've paid each one as they come, only one will have a shipping charge on it, unless I feel that your package is starting to get heavy to the point that we might need more shipping. Then I'll just go ahead and charge more shipping. And then if I need to refund that, I'll refund it if that isn't the case in the end. But it's easier for us to do it that way than for me to come later and say, hey, we don't have enough shipping on here. Can I charge you for shipping? Because that confuses people. So so you can do it either way, and that's fine, Suzanne. I totally get it. Sometimes it's easier and cleaner for people. They want to do just one invoice over the entire event. That's fine. Some people like to pay them often and as soon as they come. And so I do check to see if you've ordered in that event already. If I've already charged you shipping, generally you will not get shipping on a second invoice. Like I said, unless it's so heavy, because our shipping is done by weight, unless it's so heavy that I feel like I'm going to need to charge you again. All right. Let's see here. Susan says, I either missed the notification or was doing something else. We'll have to see the other lives on replay. The other African bead was last night at about 9:30 p.m. That may be why you missed it. We went very late last night because we had other Zoom meetings and conference meetings like that, where we had to be there for those. So they kind of got in our way of our normal 5. Even they lasted most of the afternoon. So we had to do it late last night. So that's why I was probably like, I listened to the one last night and I was like, I was very nasally and very grumbly in my throat. because we had been on Zoom calls and doing errands and all afternoon. So, yeah, that's why. That's probably why you missed it, because it was late. Let's see here. Let's see what is happening. I just saw something and then the comments jumped. Marion says, good plan to make it easier on Barb. I think so. The only thing is I got to get Barb now in the habit of that, because Barb is so concerned. Like I have said many times, ship what you need to ship, because people seem to want it faster rather than to save a lot of shipping. And that does not include people in Canada, because generally we compile larger orders and take a little bit more time for that, because the shipping charges are much more. But with that, that's an exception. But in the U.S., where we just ship, now I got to get Barb, like in her mind, because we've been combining for so many years, and she's been working with us for a while. We've always tried to save you as much money as possible. Now I got to get Barb in the mindset of, this is the event, you can ship that out, get it out the door. So that's the other part of it too. Marianne's making Halloween gift bags. That's sweet. Nice. Got to 82 today, says Susan. We got into 72. We were at 72 today. I just realized I left my open flag out. Let me go grab my open flag, because I don't want people coming up to the window thinking we're open and then being like, and I'm sitting here like, I can't come to the door. I'll be right back. Okay, and I just wanted to check that last call that came through to make sure it wasn't a voicemail from somebody waiting out there doing this that I didn't notice. It was a fax machine trying to fax us, so definitely not. Let's see here. Getting your first freeze on Halloween, says Suzanne. Nice. Maybe nice, maybe not. That's cold for that night, but I don't know when our first freeze is supposed to be. I've not looked that up. Janice is with us. Hello, Janice. Thanks for tuning in. Amanda is with us. Hello, Amanda. Let's see here. Janice got COVID and flu shot. That's a hard thing on your body, right? It is. It is. Cecilia's with us. Hello, Cecilia. Thanks for joining in. All right, most of you talking to each other, so that's good. I like when you chat with each other. It's always nice. So what is going on here? I hung some more of Andrew's art. If you saw my late night where I showed you Spooky Creepy, the art wall, I showed you some of Andrew's art was here on these tables back here, like back here and in front of me. I got all of Andrew's art hung on the wall. Let me see if I can show you. Up there right now. Don't mind my mess here. I still have a mess in this back room. It's been a few weeks, but we're getting this back room fixed up little by little, and getting some things on the walls and getting it to a point where we like it more so we can have more class space back here. We do have this extra table back here. We plan to put in a more solid table, but we have one back here for now in case we need more class space. So it's happening, y'all. It's happening. Sometimes it just takes longer than we think, right? I'm making plans with my mom. It's almost wood pellet season. I have to get the pellet stove cleared away from. We have some storage containers and things in front of it at the cottage. So we're going to be moving things around at the cottage to get that unearthed a little bit and move things at the cottage to get that ready and get everything ready. I have to pick up pellets this weekend because it's supposed to start getting cold next week here. And the cottage definitely, we have the heat pumps there that keep keep it warm right now, but once it goes below a certain temperature, they don't work as well, and then they stop working entirely after a certain temperature. We're not getting there yet, thank goodness. It's like -5 below Fahrenheit, but it does. They do have a hard time keeping up with heating the place without the pellet stove going. So we've got that going on. Marion says, you've had a lot going on since Andrew's birthday. Yes, there's been a lot of craziness, a lot of nonsense in some ways, a lot of health scares. Even before that we didn't really talk about. I've had some family stuff going on since before that isn't my business to tell, but it's my business to worry about. So there's been a lot of stuff that we haven't even mentioned to anybody that started a few weeks or months actually even before his birthday. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot. And so that's why if we're coming to you and we feel like we're a little bit worn out, or we, I know we're a little slow on things right now. It's just a constant thing just to keep this going. Barb has been dealing with some things. Barb has been away a little bit. So that's been a lot. And it's just been not having some of our big events be as big as like even average. Like we weren't looking for bigger than average. We weren't looking for, leaps and bounds ahead of things. We were just looking for our average event. And having those come in way under average hurts and makes us have to, do more. So when we're already, when our minds are, when your mind has to be in a place, but it's really hard to have it in that place because of other things like health scares and all that. That's hard. So we're accepting all good vibes. I'll say that, accepting all good vibes. But we do our best. I had some wonderful people come into the store today. That was really nice. We had a few sales in the store, which really helps. So we're thankful for all those who stopped in today and made purchases or just talked to us about classes and are talking about coming back. We hope you do. And yeah, it's been Marion says a vicious circle sometimes. It has been one thing after another. And I always say things come in threes, but I feel like we're in our third bout of threes right now. I'm like, can we get out? Can we get out of this? Can we get out of these threes? So yeah. Now somebody was asking what the bottles were. What are those little bottles on the shelf? Paint. I don't know which bottles. I don't see any bottles on any of our shelves. So I don't know which bottles you saw, Amanda. Was it when I went like this? Were there bottles somewhere? Because I showed the artwork. I don't see anything in there where there are bottles. So I'm not sure. Not sure. If you're talking about up there are not really bottles. There's a glass full of buttons, and there's some decorations up there. But I don't have any bottles on a shelf that I'm seeing. Susan says, I think those are birds. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what bottles. We have things over, if you're talking about over here, like up there and up there, those are our Beads of Courage Keeper totems. So we have those up there because we donate to Beads of Courage every month. So we are courage keepers with them. That's what they call it. And we have those. I did just find just by looking here though, I found my my blacklight that I've been looking for a while. So that's good. That's good. I like that. Susan says second shelf. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know which shelf you're talking about because I have a shelf back there. I have a shelf over here which I didn't show you. These are card racks over here. If you're talking about these are postcards and artwork. So we have those. Maybe that's what you saw. I don't know. Lena says, I'm going to steal that shirt you're wearing. My AG shirt, my long sleeve AG shirt. These are a limited edition commodity here. We only made these for us. The long sleeve t-shirts. Yeah, we only made these for me and Andrew. I just realized I have a chair full of junk back there. Sorry, y'all. That's what's in the background today. I have upside down chairs back here. I shouldn't be showing you everything, but there are chairs turned over and boxes undone. In the main store area. We weren't in the main store today. What are you trying to do, Amanda? In the main store area, yes. I do have bottles, perfume bottles that have lids, both ones with screw-on lids and little bottles with cork lids. I've showed those on Facebook before though, so those are on Facebook. If you want to grab any, you can feel free to comment there, or send us an email. Okay. What else? What else is happening? What's going on with you all? I know some of you are as wild right now as we are, and I'm sorry if you are. I hope it's for good reasons if you are. Marion says it's the back room. It's allowed to be messy, right? It should be. It's technically the classroom, so it shouldn't be this messy, but we just unpacked all of that artwork for the Spooky Creepy Show. That's what some of these boxes back here are. And of course, because we reduced the size of our storage back behind that wall, everything's a little bit in flux right at the very moment. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Julie says, is the coat rack with the sun over the top for sale? These? Of course. So we have this one, and then there's one with kind of more of a moon. It's purple instead of the sun. And these are $35 for this size. $35. So those are hand-carved, hand-painted in Indonesia, just like our masks are. We have, I think, maybe two suns and one of the moon maybe still left. We have a smaller one too, but it's out front. But if you're interested, just send us an email and I can get you some pictures. Oh, Amanda says it's been a week. Mary says my life is great. That's awesome. I like to hear your lives are great. That is that's important to us. We like when things are going great for you all. Donna says, just put on a pot full of fresh green beans I snapped yesterday, having herb chicken with homemade gravy, mushroom gravy. Nice. Still have to cook the chicken and gravy. Ooh, you got a lot to do. Julie says, love it and reasonably priced. Yes, they are very reasonably priced because we got a very good deal on our masks and things. I had one woman who came in and bought 4 or 5 of them, and she was astounded that she only had to pay what she paid. And she is like, she literally told me about 3 times that we need to raise our prices. She's like, you don't find this stuff at this price. So she's like, you need to raise your prices. And I'm like, but we don't want to. We want to, we want to, make sure everyone gets a good deal. But someday, inevitably, the prices will go up. If we can still find these things, that is. So today, I'm not going to spend too much more time chatting because I know y'all got things to do. I have 20 some lots for you today. I'm going to do my best to show you what we've got. The lots today are more loose beads than we did yesterday, right? So yesterday we did a lot of strands, and we had a number of the sand cast strands. And if you missed yesterday's live, you can rewatch it on Facebook and YouTube. We did 55 lots last night. It wasn't long because we did them fast, right? We went through them pretty fast. And we're going to go through them pretty fast today because I think y'all need some time like we need some time. And I'm going to try and maybe go for a walk tonight. I think I'm going to miss the running hour because it's getting dark here so fast. I hate it. So I don't get out in time to run because I don't like running on, because we're in a town. Sidewalks aren't all completely even everywhere. So going running in the dark, not so great. Plus, it looks suspicious when you're running around town in the dark. So I'm going to maybe go for a walk. We'll see. All right. So let's flip this camera around. I know, Suzanne. Daylight savings time starts next. Daylight savings time ends next weekend. Doesn't start. It ends, right? We're in daylight savings now, aren't we? I think that's how that works. Normal time starts next weekend. Everyone confuses that, I think. They think daylight savings, and they're like, I hate daylight savings. When really, they hate normal time because normal time starts next weekend. I think that's how it works. I like daylight savings time. I like it right now. I do not want it to be 5 o'clock right now instead of 6 o'clock. Because I leave the house in the dark. I come home in the dark. Anyway, we all know how I feel about that because I talk about it every year, twice a year, every year. But yeah, so not looking forward to daylight savings time ending, but I guess it must. Let me flip this around. Let me lower my camera because we're going to get closer to the table. And we're going to flip this camera around. And we did not get through sorting all the beads that we wanted to sort for this show. Just to give you an idea, like there are still some beads over there. See that we didn't get through. But we're gonna do what we did, what we got done, starting with AB 56. All right, I'm gonna try and do this quickly, like I said, before we lose all the daylight back here. Okay, this is AB 56. These are called Crobo painted beads. Crobo painted beads. And so you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these for $5. They are all going to be different. That's going to be the whole kind of theme for the show. Each one of these is different. So please don't think that they're going to be exactly the same when you get them. Please don't think that they're, going to look perfect, and they are perfect in their own way. So these are Crobo painted African beads, and you get 10 of them. These are a dark, deep, beautiful green with brown and white. And I'm sorry I'm not going to have tons of information. Andrew gave me some notes, like the names and sometimes the dates of where they come from. But if you do have questions, more questions about these beads, please feel free to leave them either in the comments, or the best way to do it would be to send us an email, and I can forward those to Andrew and he can answer any questions you may have on these. But this is AB56. If you'd like to claim these, send it to us in an email at info@allegorygallery.com. There are $5 per lot, and there are 5 lots of these. That's what this number down here means. So there are 5 available. You can claim up to 5 of them. AB56, only $5 a lot for 10 of these beads. So 50 cents a bead, right? That's a good deal, I think. 50 cents a bead for hand-painted beads. Marianne says, embrace the imperfections. Yes, do it. Susan said, went to Save Our Station Festival last week, listened to local musicians, and caught up with friends. I bought a small painting, too. I hope my jewelry was loved. Good. I'm glad they're doing I didn't realize they were doing I know you were worried about your station. I'm glad they're trying to do something about it. I was wondering how that was working out for y'all. Okay. AB57 up next. Again, we're going to do some more of these Crobo painted. That's going to be kind of the theme of the beginning part of this show. These kind of look like I don't know, like scales. I kind of like it like a dragon scales. So again, you're going to get 10 beads for $5, AB57. There are 3 lots of these. These are a beautiful dark blue with yellow Crobo painted beads. So again, 10 beads, $5, 3 lots available, AB57. And again, we're going to go pretty quickly. I'm going to start speeding up since you kind of are getting, you're seeing it. I'll show you some close-ups. Oh, the thing I don't have here. Let me show you with a penny, right? I forgot my penny. There's my penny. So here's a penny. There they are with the penny. So you can kind of see size. Sorry about that. Susan says the station situation is getting nasty. Lawsuits are coming in the near future. Probably necessary, though, from the sounds of what they were trying to do. It's a shame it has to get like that. But I hope things work out in the end. AB58. There are 3 of these available, and they are $5 per lot. You get 10 beads. There are only 3 available of these, and these are beautiful. I love these yellow with the red dots. Susan says, so colorful. They are very colorful. And I want to say these beads are a blue bead with yellow and red. I want to say that. Make sure they're not black. They are blue. You can see the blue on the ends better. Lana says the colors and designs do mean something if people get a chance to ask someone from Ghana. Yellow is supposed to be prosperity, blue affection, Blue and white femininity. Large spots have something to do with God. Yes, I do not know. I do not know. I am going to 100% admit that. So if anyone else does know for sure, please feel free to chime in. Andrew may know more. He has a number of books on African glass, just African glass beads, but I do not know. But thank you for telling us, Linus, and bringing it up. AB 59. Speaking of blue and white together, we have these. And you'll see some of these are smaller, some of these are larger. Your lot may look different. Your lot may be more small or more larges. They're all, we try to do our best to mix well, but sometimes it is what it is. So please know that. This is AB 59. There are 7 of these lots, 7 of these available, and they are $5 per lot. All right, 10 beads each. Boy, I feel like I'm so far away, but I can't get up close if I change the lens. So it's gonna have to be one way or the other. And I think you all like the detail look better than being closer to the table most of the time from what I've seen and heard from you all. I'd rather be able to show you the detail up close. Next up, AB60. AB60 are these. There are 3 lots of these available, $5 per lot only, 10 beads per lot, AB60. Love these ones so much. These are very, very dark blue on the end, but I think they're painted black first. They look like they're painted black to have a black background, even though the bead itself, cut, looks more blue. But they definitely have a black background, yellow, black, and white. I like these because they have like this little bow shape. I just think that's really pretty. Don't know what it means, but I like it. AB61. We have some of those, we had to bring them. If you watched yesterday's show, we had a lot of this color, these yellow sand cast beads. So if you didn't want the whole strand, we broke some up for you. So AB61, we know a whole strand of these isn't always what people want. So we have 9 of these available. We broke up some strands. 9 of these lots available at $5 each only. These are the sand cast, kind of yellow with the green and black stripes. Sizing does vary on the beads. Let me set them down here so you can see them with a penny, just general. That's just a sample of 1 of the 9 lots available. Marion says, I like all of the Crobos, but I can only afford a couple. We appreciate anything you can do to help support. You know that. But I get it. I like them all too. I'm hoping that Andrew doesn't reabsorb these into his stash too hard, because I want some of these for the store floor. I definitely want some of these. We need to restock. Our African glass on the store floor is starting to get a little bit low. So selling these to you all and then getting some for the store, it's like a 2-in-1 for me. And it says I still need to finish last night's live. Yeah, make sure you check it out. There were two very nice strands at the end, and those two strands are still available. Nobody bought them out, but they are nice. They are nice. Now we may have more of these going on into next week. We didn't get to a lot of the bigger ones this time. We have some larger ones coming up, but nothing big. And it's all whether Andrew wants to let them go. I think he's having a hard time letting some of this stuff go. So we'll see if we do more of these next week. But for now, this is what we're doing. AB62. These ones are really fun. These ones mostly are blue and white beads. Boy, I positioned myself right where there's like a shadow. And they have these stripes, brown, yellow, and white stripes that go around each bead. So you're getting 10 of these beads, again, $5. We have 13 lots available, AB62. I love these ones a lot. I think these are really fun. So you're getting these for 50 cents a bead. 50 cents a bead is all, which I think is a dang good deal right now. The price of African glass has gone up recently, as we saw the last time we tried to buy. Our bags were not as full as other times. Let's say that. We're trying our best to price these as competitively as we can for you, even though sometimes this stuff comes from some of Andrew's older stash that maybe we weren't getting as good of prices, even because we weren't even a store yet, or we just started out and people didn't know us yet. Now, these ones are going to be more expensive, and you're going to see that. This is AB63. These are $20. These are Venetian originally. As many of you may or may not know, many African beads are Venetian glass, and they were traded to Africa, oftentimes traded in such large quantities that people started to just think of them as African, but they're not African, they're Venetian originally. So these are from the late 1700s to the early 1800s. These are Venetian Millefiori glass. These are old, and for that price, you are getting two. You are getting two. And that is, like I said, we looked at these currently and what they are going for, and we tried our best to price these as competitively as we can. These are $10 a bead. These are old. These are from the 17 and 1800s. These are Venetian from that time period, Millefiori glass beads. You get a pair of them, and we're going to try and match up those pairs the best we can, but we're not going to, guarantee that they're going to look like a pair necessarily. We'll try and get the size as close as we can to each other. But these are old beads. If you want old, very antique, 1700s to 1800s, Venetian Millefiori glass, 2 beads, $20, AB63. We have 15 lots of those. That's pretty much one strand, I believe, that Andrew took apart. It had about 30 beads on it. And if he were to, price that out to sell that whole strand, what's 15 times 20? And there you have it. So we figured you're probably not going to want to buy the whole strand. All right. So we're trying to give you he broke we cut the strand apart. It's not going back together. So we figured you might want a chance to grab these old beads from us at a reasonable price. Even though selling them by the strand, that would have been a totally reasonable price these days. But people sometimes, and the reason I say all that is people are like, 2 beads for $20, that's a lot of money. That's because these are old. They have survived from the 1700s, and they're here now, going out maybe to some of you. So these are a really special kind of item. AB63, $20. Man, this is so cool. I love those old beads. I know. We're going to have some older beads coming up too. All right, here are some old beads as well. These are some of my favorites. These are the red skunk eye beads. These are from the 1800s. You're getting 4 of these beads for $16. These are Julie says collector beads. Yes, these are more in the more collector. Those last ones, these are from the 1800s as well. AB64, they're $4 a bead, so they're $16 per lot. We have 4 lots available. The red skunk eye beads are a little bit harder to get than the black. We're gonna have some black ones as well coming up. And I think we priced them both the same, even though the red ones are much harder to come by or are they're harder to find and they're more expensive generally. But I think we're giving you the same price on both, if I'm not mistaken. Now, some of these are not going to be as detailed as others, but that's the nature of age. These are from the 1800s. So 4 lots available, $16 per lot for the 4 beads in each lot. 1800 red skunk eye beads. Again, these are kind of more of the collector things, collector beads. You can use them in your designs, right? And I think people will be a little bit wowed that they're from the 1800s. I think that's a really cool selling point. But also, if you just want to keep them for yourself as a collector edition, there's no reason not to, because they are. Now, you can get these of all different qualities. And I'm not saying these are the top quality of them, which is why they're $4 each instead of, a lot more than that. But if you're just starting out with your collection, or you just kind of like the older style beads, it's a really good place to start. And it's a really affordable place to start. The next one, I have lots of notes Andrew gave me on this one. AB65, these are $12. You're going to get a pair of these. These are agate, Idar Oberstein, and I believe that's the location maybe they came from. These are from Germany originally. They've made their way to Africa, of course, but these are originally from Germany. Germany, I think it's Idar Oberstein is the location. They were known in the old times in the 1800s for a place where faceting stones was big, is what Andrew told me. So in the 1800s, Idar Oberstein was I believe, location in Germany where people knew that nice faceting of stones happened. So you get 2 of these, and some of them are a little more rough on the edges, especially kind of the tops, like this one you can see, but they're not sharp. We took away all the sharp ones. Harry says, yes, it is still stone cutting is their main industry. So there you go. These are part of that from the 1800s that made their way also to Africa. And this is agate. These are agate stones. I think they're really pretty. They have a really pretty, that deep kind of almost a carnelian color to them. And you get a pair of them for $12. So I think that's an awesome deal. Like I said, the pairs may be a little bit, we had some breakage on some of these and some that were cracked to the point where we were like, I don't think we're gonna send those out to anybody. So we did the best we can making up pairs of these, and we did 5 of them. We might do a show of like seconds at some point of some beads that, you know, maybe are a little bit worse for wear than this, but not, you know, not, if you wanted to use bead caps or something, might be just perfectly fine. So we're thinking about doing a show on those, because we do have a number of those. That happens over time, especially with these older beads. So if you're interested in that, let us know. But for now, these are the Idar Oberstein German faceted stones in agate from the 1800s. Suzanne says, life is short, I wear my beads. Nice. Suzanne says a second show would be cool. I think so. We were talking about that. You know, some people don't like it because they're like, oh, these beads are cracked, or they're, but you know, sometimes when people, if you're using them in mixed media, if you're using them for mosaics, if you're using them with, like I said, with bead caps or things like that, it's perfectly fine, right? We just don't want to sell them as, you know, as new when they are not as new. These are quote unquote resin or quote unquote amber, but they're actually phenolic, PHENOLIC, phenolic resin beads. And these are $6 for a pair. AB66. They have nice big holes. They are super light. They would make awesome earrings if you wanted to use these with some of those yellow sandcast beads that we looked at yesterday. They might be a great match to keep weight off while you use some of that glass and exchange some of it for this too. So these are quote unquote amber, but they're actually phenolic resin. These are old. I don't have the dates on them, but we have 12 lots available, AB66. Anne says, I have a gorgeous necklace I bought that is completely made with broken, old, or cracked glass, mainly African beads wired to the necklace. That's awesome. That's awesome. Mary says, amber is also resin. Yes, but this is not that. This is not that. So there you go. At least to my knowledge, it's not that. I did not look up phenolic resin before doing the show. Maybe I should have. But there you go. AB66. I think those are super cool. Let's see what's next. What do I got next? I'm trying to keep everything in order here. Okay, so here are the black skunk eye beads, AB67, $16 again, so we did do the same price on these. Ooh. So you get 4 of these for $16. We have 5 lots only of these available. These are the black and white skunk eye beads. I believe these are from the 1800s as well, if not older. But I don't have the dates on these. I didn't get that from Andrew. The black and white are less, generally they're less costly than the red ones, but we just averaged everything together for these for you all, because you know that's how we do it, so that you get the best price you can across the board. So AB67, $16 for the 4, 5 lots available if you'd like those. I think these are really cool. Again, these are kind of more of a collector thing, but if you like to wear your beads too. Nothing wrong with that. Who else is going to do it for you, right? Okay, where are we at? 67, 68. Okay. Come on. Come out of the bag. All right. AB68. $12. This is what they look like. These are antique Venetian trade that have been excavated in Ghana. All right. So they made their way to Africa. They've possibly been buried there or lost there, and they've been excavated in Ghana. So these are originally very antique Venetian trade, found their way to Africa, and are now being brought out in Ghana. So these are black and white with various squiggles and swirls and just really pretty. You get 5 of them for that price, 5 for $12, and we have 4 lots available. They will all be different. They will all be different. Marion says, I would wear them, but probably never sell them, right? Suzanne says, my sister-in-law thinks I'm giving my beads to her. She is wrong. See that? Yeah, you gotta keep an eye on your beads, right? Sometimes people want the beads. So there you go. You get 5 of those. AB68. Boy, it looks so small when I put it way down here because of the way the camera angle is. But sorry, everybody. It looks like you're getting almost nothing for $12, but you're getting these beautiful beads, and you can see them when I bring them up close, right? Suzanne, then she would have to be nicer to Cinnamon. Not nice to Cinnamon? Get rid of her. No. That's all. Like, you're not nice to my cats. That's the end of you. That's the end of you. Okay. This is 1 strand of bauxite, which I think I am pronouncing correctly. It's Bauxite, bauxite, from Africa. AB69. It's a $26 strand. And I think these are really a lovely color. Jermaine says it's a more realistic view for seeing the size. You know, I hope so. I want you to know what you're getting. It's very important to us. They may look small, but I think that the value you're getting in these beads is well worth it. So these are bauxite, which I need to look into bauxite because this is the it's been a number of times that I've seen this name recently pop up, and I need to really look into the properties of it. But I think it's just a beautiful, it's a good neutral. It's a good neutral, and I think it would blend really well with gold, silver, you know, any of the metal colors really. So it's 26 a strand, only 1 strand available. AB69, $26, bauxite. Now, where am I at here? 70. My bags are getting rearranged. All right. AB70, for those of you who liked the ones yesterday but maybe don't want a whole strand, these are $1 each, so $5 for the lot. These are those sand casts, but these are long tubes with stripes. Black and green stripes. We have 8 lots of these available. They will all be different. You get 5 of them for $5. So that is $1 each. All right. It's $1 each. AB 70, 8 lots available, $5 each. Harry says, bozite is a sedimentary rock with a relatively high aluminum content. It is the world's main source of aluminum and gallium. Bozite consists mainly of aluminum minerals, gibbsite, boehmite. Nice. Who knew? I didn't know. There you go. Get your aluminum right. But that's good. Thank you, Harry. They're really pretty. And like they're more pretty in person. Like I'm looking at them and they're just such a nice color. They're not pink, they're not quite brown. They're a nice color. Okay, that was 70. Let's go to 71. Now we're going to get into some single beads. They're a little bit larger, and so they're $5 a bead. AB 71 is this one. Blue background, yellow large dots, white small dots. Large hole, AB 71, $5. AB 71, $5. Donna's got to go. Have a good night, Donna. We're almost done anyway. We're just going to, I think, 78 tonight, so I got 7 more to go. Mostly these larger beads up until the very last lot, which is going to be some very ancient quartz, the oldest of the beads that we have tonight. Julie says, wow, these are nice, right? AB 72 is this one. Only 1 lot of each of these available. Large hole, blue and white. AB 72, $5 for the bead. AB 73 coming up. $5 for this bead. This is brown with some of that orange and yellow, peachy orange kind of and yellow. Again, these are large hole. Just to give you size-wise. These are larger beads, more focal kind of beads. If you want to use this as a focal on a necklace. AB 73. If you did get any of the yellow sand casts yesterday, AB 74 might be a little focal that you want. Nice big hole in there. Has some of those green, some of the dark green, light green, even a peachy red stripe to it. AB 74, $5. AB75 looks like 73, but I wanted to show you them separately so that you could choose. So this is AB75. Again, it looks a lot like AB73. There's 73 to give you an idea. But I didn't just want to say we have two of those because they are different and they've got their own personalities. Lena says, these are all good prices. The faux amber copal beads are way more from other sellers. Yes, we looked them up. We try to do our research for y'all as much as we can. We see what we see, and you know how Google and all those places are. They tend to show you, what is catered toward you. But we do our best to look things up, and Andrew saw how much some of those were going for. Some of them are very, very expensive, surprisingly. I'm trying to remember, what did I say those ones were? That's phenolic resin. We have them at $6 for two, so $3 a bead. We have found these all the way up, I think it was $6 or $7 or up to $12 a bead, depending on who was selling them. So we do try to do our homework so that you get, and then we try to give you the lowest price we possibly can out of that homework. So, even if ours are a little better quality than what we're seeing for the price, we don't want you ever to go online and feel like you could have gotten stuff so much cheaper somewhere else, And sometimes we probably really undercut ourselves to do that, which is not necessarily the best business decision, but we're about the community and the relationship. So that's what we do. Suzanne says at Jazz Fest, those phenolic beads go close to $50 a bead. I believe it because we have seen, I said, I think we saw them up to 12 or 13, but we saw strands and we did see some outrageous pricing, and we are, we don't want to do that to you if we don't have to. If we got a good deal, or Andrew believes he remembers getting a good deal, some of these he doesn't remember, we do our best. This is AB76. Jermaine says, are these single beads old? Some of these may be older. None of these, Andrew told me, were like 1800s old, but they could be. I don't know, honestly. I wish I had that answer for you. They are, I don't know. I honestly, Jermaine, can't give you the full answer on those. Most of these are as old as the first beads that I was showing you, like this style, which I think they're more modern. I don't really have a date on them, though. So there you go. Marion says, not sure it's possible to get better deals as a rule. We try and do our best to give you the best we can, because we want you to be happy. We want you to, like I said, we don't want you to go online and be like, well, I just paid them this much and I could have gotten all these for this. We try to make sure that if you order often with us, it averages out in the end, right? Some things we have to charge more for because we know some places can buy at larger quantities and give you better price breaks, but we hope the more specialty items that we sometimes undercharge for are worth that, So AB77 is this one. Now this one does have a little bit of, you can see this, there's like a little extra here and extra here. They are not peeling off. Like I tried to, that's in the glass. That's the way it was made. That's what it is. You might be able to sand it off if it really bothers you, but that is the way that bead was made. because I tried to pull that off. I tried to do what I could do because I'm like, oh, if that would come off, it'd be a lot maybe nicer, but I don't also want to break the bead. So, and you can see this kind of indented around it, especially on this one. So that's the way that bead was made. So that's the way it is. You gotta like that or not. It's up to you. But if for $5, I think that's a good deal still. AB77, $5, one lot of each of these large ones. All right, and the last lot for tonight are the ancient quartz beads. Ancient quartz beads, so these are excavated currently in Mali. They are over 1,000-year-old beads. So they're ancient quartz. I have multiple lots available on these because to be 100% honest, these are so old, I need to pick through them to make sure of what we've got. And I did not have time to do that today. So I'm going to see how many of you actually want them, and I'm going to do my best to make up as many of those as I can for you all out of the supply that Andrew gave. Because some of them inevitably have some cracks in them, and let me show you what they look like. I pulled 4 of what I'm hoping that yours will look more like. So they look like this. Some are a little bit more white. Some may be a little bit more clear. You're going to get a mix. You may not get all of them. Yours may look more like this. They may look more in this whitish, but I'm going to try, out of all the people who claim these, I'm going to do my best to make sure you get a little assortment of these because they are so special. They're only $4 a bead, which is incredible. If you look up our ancient quartz pendants, we have ancient quartz pendants in the online store that are set in brass, I believe. Maybe gold-plated brass, I can't remember. They're $12 each. They are probably underpriced at this point. But you could mix and match with those if you wanted to. But these are over 1,000 years old. That's when they were cut. They are now being excavated. They're finding them in Mali. And Andrew has taken apart one of his strands of these. And the strands have all different shapes and things on them. These are the shapes that most kind of resemble, that we could get lots that look similar to each other. But I mean, look at some of these are like faceted rondelles. And so these are like, to think that somebody made these over 1,000 years ago is insane, right? So ancient quartz beads, there they are. AB78, the last lot of this evening, $16. Multiple lots available. I'm going to see how many of you all want these, and I'm going to try and make them for you and let you know if you got them. That's the best I can do for now, but I want to make sure that we're not just, I'm not counting out a bunch of these and being like, we have them, but these aren't as good, and these aren't, I want you to get nice stuff. So we're going to do our best on those. AB78, $16. Marianne succumbed to temptation. Nice. Nice. Was it the last ones, Marianne? These ones? Because I would have succumbed to those too. The whole bag of those is just so pretty. It's just so pretty. All right, friends. Let me spin the camera around real quick. And we're going to say a quick goodbye, and then I'm going to go home and feed the kittens and feed myself and take a little break. I think I'm going to take a little break this evening. I shouldn't. I should keep doing stuff, but I think I'm going to take a little break. So thank you all for tuning in. if you liked what you saw, I hope you'll grab something from the show and send us an email, let us know. And if you definitely like what you saw, I hope you will share this. Maybe you share after you got what you wanted. But we do hope you'll share and let people know we exist here in the world. I think that we have. I think we're a store that has some interesting things, and we try to always have interesting things for you. So, like I said, we can't always beat the prices of, gemstone strands that are current, and what the latest en vogue thing is. But I think we try to make up for it in interesting and noteworthy and just and information about what we do. Marion says, yes, the quartz good for my Viking necklace. I still have to make. Nice. Suzanne says, this was great. Thanks. Thank you. Anne says, thank you. Thank you. Kathy says, can you combine last night's and today's orders? We always I think you missed the beginning of the show, Kathy, maybe. We always combine within the same event. So this is still the AB lot event. So your orders will be combined, whether you pay separate invoices or whether you've held your invoice for payment for me to add to it. We do it both ways. You will not be charged shipping twice, but all that is in the beginning. If you missed the beginning of this, you can go back and rewind, and I answered that before. The shorter answer is yes, your orders will be combined for the AB. So as long as it was yesterday's and today's event, they will be shipped out together, no matter how you paid. All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm wearing down. You can probably tell my neck's getting sore. My eyes are getting sleepy, and I've had a week. So I'm sure some of you have too. So I wish you a beautiful weekend. I'm trying to think if we have anything coming up. I have to edit the Saturday morning tutorial video tonight yet. So I'll be doing that here after I get home tonight too, as long as I don't fall asleep and forget. Hopefully not. If the Saturday morning tutorial is not ready tomorrow morning, you know what happened. Y'all have a clue what has happened to William. But I think it's a quick video, so I think I'll get it edited pretty quickly tonight. I hope, as long as technology, fingers crossed, technology works for me, and I'll have that edited and posted for tomorrow morning. It is a beautiful pair of earrings. Let me actually show you. I think I have them here. Let me show you what the Saturday morning tutorial is going to be. It's going to be these. It's going to be these earrings. Can you see them? So this is going to be the Saturday morning tutorial for tomorrow morning. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, every Saturday at around 8:30 in the morning Eastern Time, we debut on YouTube a tutorial with our friend Jen. And Jen teaches you how to do something, and these are what she teaches you to do for tomorrow. So I hope you'll tune in. It helps our YouTube numbers if you do. If you can't tune in at 8:30, you can watch the replay anytime after it airs. I don't think you can go back to the beginning because we set up as a premiere and you have to watch together. But after it ends the first time around, then you can watch it anytime. So that's going to be what we show you for tomorrow. So thank you. Have a great weekend, everyone. And we'll see you back here Monday, if not before. All right? Bye, everybody. Thanks so much.